Nice framing. All right, Jonathan, do you want to kick it off in person?
What was it like watching that goal from the bench?
Nice. Yeah, it's I mean it's a high quality goal from Kimmi. Very good.
You trust these young players a lot, I can tell you. What does that mean to you? And then what does it mean when they reward that trust with plays like that?
I think it obviously comes from them being very qualitative, and but also where we are as a team and what we started this season being like it's really important for us that we're good today, but it's even more important that we're better tomorrow. And I think that makes a lot of sense with players that have a lot of future ahead of them to invest in them also. But you can't do it if you don't have the quality as a player. So I think we're also blessed that we have some really qualitative young players in the squad that deserves to get those opportunities.
You knew when you took this job, you were going to have to get used to life in America, especially being on one of the coasts with all the travel that entails. I believe this is your first time pitching it all the way across the country.
We've done a lot. I've done a lot so far. We've been in Orlando.
Yes.
We've been in Chicago. We've been in Louisville. Now here. Orlando was rough because we played at lunch, so it was 12, which was like 9 a.m. California time. But that external factor, like it was one of the things that were appealing to me coming into this league, being that it's something that I haven't been used to manage before in my career. So that's sort of as a good challenge to learn more about that. The other part that I thought was appealing coming into the league was to compete in a league where the salary cap is equal for all teams. So every game is so tight, which is very challenging and fun to be a part of.
Had you talked much with other managers who've been in the US before about how you have to prepare a team for a cross-country trip with all the jet lag and physiological stuff that entails?
I think we're good with like a couple of things being able to manage international players when I was in Europe that played for example in Australia with a lot of Australian players. So that gave me a lot of experience managing there from a national team perspective. And we also did some overseas trip with Arsenal, like we were in the US, but we also had a postseason trip in Australia. So we had jet lags protocol there. And then our head of performance, Ben Jung, he's been here now in the States for a couple of seasons, working for Inter Miami recently in MLS. So he's also very used to the traveling. So he also helped us here to be able to do. So I think I've got a lot of support with the limited experience I had before.
Abraham, if you got any questions, go ahead.
Hey Jonas, thanks for the time. Could you speak a little bit to, the start of the game, Gotham came out pretty strong. What was that mid-game adjustment that your team made that enabled them to get the goal and start dominating possession again?
We were a little bit like, we knew that Gotham was going to press high, and I think it's probably the team that presses most aggressively and with the highest defensive line in the league. At least the stats tell us that story. So we expected that, but our problem the first 20 minutes was that we were almost like two different teams. We were not connected with our players, so we had to adjust a couple of our positions to be lower, so we could find better passing lanes through their organizations. And when we managed to do that, I think we had a lot of success with that.
And Pearl Maroney has really been playing at a high level right now. What does she bring to your team, both on the defensive end and on the wing?
Yeah, she's a situation solver, Pearl Maroney. I think she's a joy to watch play at times because she's so clever in solving situations in both in offense and in defense. I actually think she would be like a player as a fullback. If you would be a young player, look at her to be like how her decision making is, when to go and press, when to delay. when to dribble forward, when to pass forward. She's very, very good on that decision making.
Thank you.
Yeah, one more.
You've obviously coached lots of outstanding, very top level international players over the course of your career, but how's it to have Pearl and in particular Delphine Cascarino on your side for once instead of having to go up against them?
Well, that's very good. That is very good. And I think that's, yeah, like I think you can see today with being like some of our players offensively when we put them in situations that they are good in, they're doing some massive contributions. And I think Delphine Cascarino comes into that bracket. I think Gia Corley comes into that, Kimmi Ascanio as well. Yeah, that's good to see.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Abraham. Thanks, Jonathan.
Appreciate that.